Hello everybody, I'm Kisha Yala, your host. This episode we will talk to Rabiella, Lekwan, and we will also talk to Miriam. You see the guests from episode 1 over here, also season 2. Tune back after this episode. Rabiella and Lekwan share their love story and keys for partner choice are shared. I asked you guys to join me in a conversation for you guys about how you met, and for you especially about your experience in the process of being single, going into a relationship. Mostly this topic is, I think, very important because I think a few viewers or a lot of viewers are single, don't really know what to expect, and then you bump into it and you're like, okay. So it's really good if you guys could share your experience. For you guys, the first question: how did you guys met, and how did it start to develop into more than a friendship? Because I think it started with a friendship.
Yeah, how we met. Her brother organized this type of concert in the church, and she came. And then I fell immediately in love with her when she came. I was like, yeah, this is the one. So the following, I think the concert, you guys were part of it. She had to sing in Powerhouse that time. And it was a long time ago. No vision, no mission.
Youth concert.
Yeah.
Oh, the first time you sang. Oh,
yeah, right. So whenever I hear that song, I'm back all the way back to that moment. But anyway, so she was there. She had to sing that song, and the next day, I went to her brother. He was in the studio, and I'm like, "Listen, I need to tell you something." And he's like, "What's up?" So I said, I was about to tell him that I'm in love with your sister. But I told him, I really like your sister's voice. I didn't have the courage to tell him. And time went by because she wasn't in our church at the time. Time went by and I kind of, lost that because I wasn't really seeing her. And all of a sudden she popped back up in our lives in the church. And she became a member of the church. And I'm like, oh, yes, I remember you. So the feeling started to develop again. But it was not vice versa. Oh. So for a period of around 2 years, I chased her. So I was like doing everything in my power to kind of entice her, to make her know that I like her, but she wasn't giving in at all. She wasn't really. So at the point that I decided to stop the chase, because it wasn't fruitful. At that point when I decided to stop the chase, is when she all of a sudden began to get feelings for me.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And well, to be honest, in your questions, if we were friends, we weren't.
Oh wow.
We weren't. Yeah. We weren't friends before we got in a relationship. No, we did.
Thought that you were.
No, we did relationship then friendship.
Okay.
Yeah. Very weird. It had its advantages and disadvantages, definitely. But we first got in a relationship that did overnight, and then after that we got to learn to know each other and develop that friendship that you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. So and that's the beginning.
Yeah. Wow, that's a... Sorry guys, I had a bad assumption.
No.
You guys look so like you were friends for I don't know how long we were. Yeah. So the connection when it started, it was really strong.
Yeah.
Wow. And were you friends with your... Also not?
No.
So just...
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So it happens more often. Good to know. Right.
Forget about that question.
Don't be friends.
Yeah, don't be friends. No, I'm just kidding. So, what is then important in partner choice? What would you advise people? Maybe you can go first.
What is important in partner choice? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Okay, first let me elaborate on what Mr. Lekwan said, because he said we started off as in a relationship and then friends. I think it's very important during the time that you are in a relationship that you also are going to be friends, because at the beginning or in the midst you're going to be best friends. So I think that's really important. So that's a tip that I want to give those that are thinking now, oh well, so I don't have to be friends. No, make sure that you get friends. But I think what's important into partnering is the place where you are in life, I think. What does the future have for you? Are you looking for someone that you just want to have, or are you really looking for someone that you want to spend your life with? And maybe you don't know if this is going to be the person in the beginning, but make sure that what your expectations are. I think that's the most important thing, so that they know what they are getting into and that you know what you are getting into. Because if you're getting into a relationship and he thinks, oh wow, or she thinks, well, it's just, we just see each other from time to time and that's it, or I don't have a future, I think it's important to find someone who has a future. I think I said that right. I think it's that, to have in mind that he wants, or she wants to have a future. I think that's the most important thing.
Can I also quickly add to that?
Yes.
Because when I was younger, I always thought, okay, so the man that I want to have a relationship with, that's the guy I'm going to marry. But that's not how it works. I mean, like the dating period, the relationship period is also a period to figure out if this is the person you want to spend your life with. So, yeah, I don't really think it's something to be scared of to start dating and figuring each other out, basically getting to know each other. That's a very important step. It's not like just single and then dating and marrying, and doesn't need to go that quick.
Okay. And what would you guys say is something you need to work on for yourself before you get married?
Yourself.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, in a relationship, you'll discover that there's still a lot of work that you need to do on you. Especially the process of coming to the place where you want to get married, and even during marriage, you notice that you die a lot to yourself. And what does that mean? You have to give up a lot of what you think, what you want to do, what you like to do, in order to please your other half. And that other half, of course, has to give up what she thinks, what she likes to do, what she wants to do, so that you guys can come to a place where you can connect. And sometimes it means making a lot of compromising. And working on yourself means getting rid of the attitude, especially for the ladies. But men getting rid of our ego, our pride. Men are very independent individuals, and in the beginning stages of relationship marriages, we need to learn how to bring the helper, because that's what women are to men, the helper, into our lives, and allow them to be that help, allow them to have that voice in our lives, allow them to give that counsel. So yeah, definitely yourself, you need to work on yourself.